Good evening, football fans. It is so nice to see you again back at this beautiful time, back in this beautiful place. It is the Masks Off NFL podcast. With you, as usual, is the kid, Theo, aka Empire State of Mind, aka the fuck Prince of Narnia, coming at you. You know what it is. With me, as per usual, is my brother from another mother there, Derek Squiggles. My friend, how are you doing tonight?
We are doing good. So that might be we haven't really we're still working out the kinks. That might be the last time you might hear that intro with the Mask Off podcast in a way of a full podcast. We're gonna do an episode today where it's just reflections. We're gonna do an episode for Saturday where it's gonna be the preview. But I'm doing good. Update: I got hired on to my job. Finally, gang shit. Took a while. Fuck COVID. But we finally got the career started. So other than that, feeling good, living life, and let's get it.
Bless up, my brother. So happy to hear that.
Whew.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hey, you know who's feeling good these days is Cam Akers.
Boy,
Cam
got
Akers.
wheels.
He has wheels in the front and in the back. He goes off for 171 yards at damn near 6 yards a carry. Like, completely obliterated the New England Patriots. I can't remember the last time that defense looked that weak against one guy. He ran all over them. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, I think it was crazy because it was the Patriots defense that gave up 0 points the week before, like just demolished. Like they have Austin Eckler and this is Cam Akers. There's a big difference in between those two running backs. But the fact that Cam Akers, not only did he destroy the Patriots defense, he finally said, "Fuck a committee. I'm the number one running back in LA." So there we go. It's good to see. Good on the rookie.
That's true. Did buck the committee. Good for him. Against capable running backs as well.
Yes, true.
My special teams play of the week coming at you here. The other day I watched the Cardinals play against the Giants. I mean, that was a beautiful game. I liked watching that. My favorite part of the game is when this guy Kylie Fitz on, I believe it was a kickoff, but it was definitely a special teams play. He's running down the field and he's like getting blocked, but the runner's running by him. So he throws his legs out sideways and he kicks the ball like perfectly. Like you couldn't do that again. And he forced the fumble by kicking the ball. And it was very clear. It's not like it was hidden. And the announcer said like, oh, he kicked the ball out of his hands. And they just let it happen. I didn't know that was
I always thought there was a penalty because like every time there's a fumble and someone accidentally like I've seen a kickball penalty in football. Like I've seen,
right.
I actually didn't see the play, but I just by seeing it, it's kind of barbaric to think that there wasn't such a thing to be called. But I mean, maybe it's a certain situation it has to be in to be called a kickball.
I mean, then. Like, should that be a strategy that's adopted by NFL defenses then? Like,
well,
Antonio Brown style flying kick at ball carriers to try to knock the ball
So
out?
was it inadvertent, like, or was it pretty obvious that he was trying to kick the ball out?
He was getting blocked. Like he was being contained and he was like reaching for the ball. That's what I thought. I could be wrong. Go look up Kylie Fitz forced fumble on YouTube. It's gotta come up. I mean, I think it's his first turnover of the year, but I think he tried to kick the ball out. Now, I'm not knocking that. I don't. Yeah,
Right.
Kylie, it's the first thing that comes up when you Google Kylie Fitz. It's the first highlight, so
Right.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we'll.
Are you watching it?
I'm watching it now after this fucking ad.
God damn it, ads.
But oh, here we go. God damn it. Oh god. Dude, get out of here. Okay, so. Oh, I think that's inadvertent. I think what it was is that he was like, maybe it wasn't inadvertent. Maybe he was like, oh hey, I'm getting pushed in the back. Let me just flop and kick my leg towards the ball.
I honestly, I can't possibly think that he was trying to knock the ball out.
No, yeah, like
He's just like trying to slow down the runner, like not even make a tackle, but
Yeah, I mean,
Like
just
he
like a
stuck his legs
fucking
out there. He was trying to catch something with his legs. So
yeah. So
that
maybe
I don't have a doubt about.
that's probably what it was. It was probably just because it wasn't like he wasn't like explicitly trying to kick the fucking football. So who knows?
I don't know, man. He lands pretty perfectly. Like
It looks weird, but some
that was bad. Well, you know what, Kylie Fitz? You know what? When we talk about it being legal or not legal, at the end of the day, you made the play. The play stood, which is the important part. So props to you. Can't be mad at that.
Bro.
You know, going on our special team streak here. We talk about kickers quite often, fairly often, I would say, and we give them a lot of props for when they do well. Because if you hate kickers in the bad times, you gotta love them in the good times.
Bro.
Well, I'm about to hate on a kicker who had a very bad time on Sunday. Dan Bailey, former Dallas Cowboy, former most accurate kicker of all time.
Dallas Cowboy
understand
great.
True Dallas Cowboy, great, yeah. And then he got injured, and then he went over to the Vikings, where he plays pretty well for the most part. Against the Buccaneers, though, from what he missed 4 kicks. He missed all of his kicks, and 3 of them were field goals. So he left 10 points out there on the field.
Yeah. I mean, in a big game like that against the Bucks, you got to make 3 of them.
Oh my God! Make a kick.
Make
How
something.
about you start? Make something. You know they're going to Tampa. He's like sitting on the plane, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to Tampa Bay. We're gonna play the Buccaneers. Tom Brady, playoff picture on the line, and I'm gonna miss everything."
He's kind of reminding me of the Money Badger.
I couldn't. I mean, the Money Badger can at least hit one in a game. Like
Well,
Dan Bailey missed all of them.
yeah. Well, the week prior, the Money Badger fucked up a lot too. I think he was like 0 for 5 too.
Well,
But-
Money Badger's been a flaming trash can at this point. Like
So
literally nothing good about that.
regardless, Dan Bailey. So we're going from a veteran. Let's go to a rookie here, a stud out in Jacksonville, dude. James Robinson, maybe the hottest waiver pickup of the year, maybe the offensive rookie of the year. Probably not because he's undrafted, you know, with the likes of Justin Jefferson. But
You know what?
Well-
He should be offensive rookie of the year. Like if you really consider everything, especially like this year around all others, he should be offensive rookie of the year. He's not like fucking Chase Young who went to Ohio State and came out second overall. Like we knew he was gonna. No one didn't think Chase Young wasn't gonna be good.
right. I mean,
You know, that's
14
no
games,
surprise.
14 games, over 1,000 yards, fastest ever undrafted rookie to do it. The most recent rookie before that was Philip Lindsay. But still, James Robinson's the fastest. Like the fact is that there's DJ Chark and there's James Robinson, and that's about as far as I can go as reliable weapons on that offense.
It's just unbelievable to me. He has 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns as a rookie that nobody knew about, undrafted from Illinois State. He goes to the Jaguars. It's not like he's doing this on the Packers where they're
Right.
already loaded. The Jaguars haven't won a game since week 1. And he's been one of the highest performing running backs of the year.
Yeah, it's
You're into fantasy. You're into fantasy stats. Regular stats don't impress you. He's RB4. He's the 4th best running back in the league in fantasy. The only guy who outscores him average more a game is Alvin Kamara, who's getting catches like he's a receiver. I don't know.
We'll see.
You know what? James Robinson, offensive rookie of the year.
It won't happen because of where he got drafted, because he didn't get drafted. But
Right.
in our eyes, I think so too. If you look at player of the year, what you've done most for your team, James Robinson has done like the most for his team. He's what's keeping them close in games, even though they haven't won it, because obviously their fucking quarterback situation is Garbo. But speaking of that, real quick, funny thing, if the Jets and the Jags tie in record at the end of the year, the Jags have a tiebreaker over them, and they get the worst pick. They get number 1. Jags will if they go
Jags have
1
the
and 15
tiebreaker to be the worst
to
pick.
be the worst team. So if they both go 1 and 15, Jags get number 1.
So the Jets just have to win a game.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. And then the Jags could be some serious competition. Well, not serious competition, but they could be on the rise very soon.
The Jags have to take Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence goes to the Jets, I'm gonna have to take a long walk and think about life and everything.
Yeah. So
Fuck
let's
dude.
let's go to this. Xavier Howard. What is it? His fifth game in a row? Is that what it was? That he's had an interception streak?
Yeah, and
Uh,
I just wanted to say real quick about that offensive rookie of the year thing before we move on. Like you said, it's not going to be James Robinson. I like that you said that, but I also don't like that you said that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's the factual thing that you don't like,
Yes.
but yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Okay, cool. That being said, like Justin Herbert should be offensive rookie of the year. Like, I mean, not just because I'm wearing the colors tonight, big whoop, but
I should have worn my
uh,
Cromartie jersey.
you should.
I'm
You should
going.
go
I'm
get
going
that
for.
done.
I'm going for the fucking dude. I'm gonna keep my fate in that. I don't like the Raiders. I think they're a fate good. They play the Chiefs really well, but that's about it. They got hype every time they played the Chiefs, and then shortly after the hype dwindled down because they actually suck.
Classic.
So, Xavier Howard interception streak.
Yeah, so Xavier Howard, he's been on a 5 game interception streak, and we talked about J.C. Jackson a little while ago when he did that. Xavier Howard, he's had an interception in the past 5 games starting in week 10 against the Chargers. But this is actually his second multi game interception streak of the year. He also had a 4 week streak in between week 3 and week 6. So he's had 9 interceptions on the year,
See,
and all of them came in different games.
and this is what I think. This is what I think Xavier Howard is. Xavier Howard is that cornerback that consistently is just plays above and beyond his position, but because he's so consistent at it, he never gets like valid. I can't even say the word recognition from whether it's ESPN, wherever it may be from. He's just always so consistently good that he just does his thing and he doesn't care. It's like Julio. Julio just does his thing and he knows he's gonna do. He knows he's good. Xavier Howard knows he's good and he's just gonna do it.
Yeah, what you said about him being so consistent, he doesn't get recognition, reminds me of Patrick Peterson, at least a couple years ago. Not really anymore. Sorry, Pat. I love you, but not anymore.
Fuck.
Uh, but yeah, Xavier Howard. I mean, that's if you're going to be the highest paid cornerback in the league or defensive back, whatever it is, that's what you do. And so to see
Mhm.
him doing that, that makes me think like he is worthy of that status in Miami.
Oh yeah.
One
Oh
of the
yeah.
reasons that the Dolphins are sneaking into the playoffs.
I mean, his this is his fifth season, and he has 21 interceptions. That's I don't know, dude. Like I think one defensive touchdown. Because people just assume that CB's get a lot of interceptions because the person with the most interceptions every year is like an 8 or a 9 or somewhere around
Yeah.
there. But like on average, like CB's get like 2 to 4 interceptions a year, roughly.
Yeah.
So like to average almost over 5 or 4 point whatever interceptions, like I don't know. And then I don't know, man. He's playing really well. He's still going this season too. So who knows?
Absolutely. And there's who's to say that he's going to break the streak next week? It might be 6 games in a row.
Right. So
Let it
speaking of
go.
records,
Yeah, speaking of records and speaking of top tier defensive back play.
This is my boy. I want to talk about this. My fucking guy, Jamal
Okay.
Adams, breaks the record for most sacks by a defense. Was it a defensive back or was it just a safety? Was it all defensive backs?
Defensive backs, yeah.
So he has he beat the previous record of 8 sacks, has 8.5 sacks. My guy, while missing like 4 games this season. They gave him a game ball down there, up there in Seattle, and Seattle usually doesn't give game balls. It's not part of their culture, but they gave a game ball to Jamal Adams for breaking the record for most sacks by a defensive back of all time in a season. Not of all time, but in a season.
Yeah, dude, that statistic was crazy to me. Partially because I mean that just goes to show how good of a pickup Jamal Adams was. Like he is their pass rush as a safety. He's their best pass rusher, no doubt.
Mhm.
Also, like where he stands among the greatest defensive backs of all time. Like I can think about Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed or Ronnie Lott or Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, fucking Eric Berry, even, and none of them have done this.
Weird. It's weird
And
to think about it.
he's only played, like you said, in he missed 5 games this season.
Yeah, it was a 5. Yeah, I thought it was 4.
5.
So
Yeah, he missed 5 games.
yeah, I mean, he's just a cut above everybody else. And he had a lot to prove. He did it against he broke the record against his old team. So
That's
you know,
nice. They don't. It's not like he had like games where he was just in the backfield, like teams didn't have a plan for him. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games where he has a sack, and then 2 games where he has more than 1 sack. So only 2 games where he hasn't been effective in the pass rush, and one of those is when he left early in the Dallas game. So I would say like he pretty much averages a sack a game.
yeah. I mean, and that just not even that alone. Like he's very smart. He hits hard, and he can cover decently well. Like I'm not gonna say like he's the best. He can cover great, but he covers decently well. Like he's. I mean, he's everything you're looking for in a fucking safety.
Easily and more.
So I don't know, dude.
Speaking of sack artists, we got to talk about outside linebacker Hassan Reddick,
I haven't said that name in years.
Arizona. Yeah, really. I think the last time I said it was when I was looking at film of him coming out of Temple for the draft. I think it was I don't remember what year he was drafted.
Fuck, right there. I know.
Like 2017, like fairly
Yeah.
recent. I know I studied it, but whatever. He had a 5-sack performance against the Giants. He had a 5-sack performance. And this is a guy who has not been like he had 12 and a half sacks on his career up until that point. And he collected 5 all in the night. So I think he's finally figuring it out. I liked him a lot. Oh, I'm seeing he also had 3 forced fumbles in that game against the Giants. So
Oh fuck.
that's like okay. 5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, like that's like you get that.
There's still room for improvement.
Right. I mean, like that doesn't mean you got him on every down. He has no fumble recoveries. So where are they going, Hassan? Where are your fumbles going? So back to the Giants.
Did you kick those two?
Fucking. But you know, to see where he's come so far is intriguing to me. I think he's a part of that Cardinals defense that's coming together with the new talent they got, like Byron Murphy and Isaiah Simmons. He's one of the guys who's benefiting from the other good players around him because he was a hell of a player in Temple. He was one of the better linebackers that I've ever seen. So nice to see him figuring it out.
Oh yeah, good shit, Hassan.
Hell yeah. Speaking of figuring it out, I can tell you who's figured it out. Nick Mullins, the quarterback over at San Francisco. You know, I think it's kind of funny that Nick Mullins doesn't get as much recognition as he does because with Jimmy G being as injury prone as he's been, Nick Mullins has essentially been like a significant part of the 49ers offense.
Mm-hmm.
He's not in the game plan. They'd rather have the other guy in, no doubt. But the fact is that 4 is seeing the field a consistent amount for San Francisco. He's played in 9 games this season, and I mean, I don't know how many of those he started, but it looks like he started 7. Yeah, so he started 7 of 9 games this season.
I mean, coming off of a Super Bowl caliber team the previous year. Like it's I don't know. It's like you wouldn't expect. I mean, he's a great backup to fucking have at this point, honestly. Like based off of what he's done so far.
Well, he is seeing that he's 2-5, and his touchdown to interception record is 10-10.
Well. Hold on.
Go ahead.
This team has still been like let's be real. Like this team is not built off of. Their team's built off of defense playing well and them jumping out to early leads. Their defense has been injured a lot. So I feel like if everybody was healthy besides Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like that record could be changed a little bit.
Okay, I could see that.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be 5 and it's not gonna be 7-0 or whatever. But like he could be 4-3 or maybe even 5-2.
That's true. But anyway, the reason I want to bring him up is because he has more than 200 plus passing yards in each of his first 15 starts.
Damn.
So not necessarily where he's played, because he might have played and not started.
Right.
But every time he's started a game for the 49ers, he's thrown at least 200 passing yards. I think he might be the only guy to do that, or it's one of those things where it's like Mahomes, Brady, Manning, Elway,
Right.
Marino, and they're like, oh, look at the company he's with. Ha 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 ha. So either nobody's done it or it's just those guys who are just big dicking it on the rest of us for no reason.
Right.
So Nick Mullins, I love you. Your number 4. Shout out to my dad. Shout out Dak Prescott. All number 4s. Good people. Good people. Speaking of bad people, really bad man right here. Talking about 6'3", 247. Derrick Henry running it down your throat. Went off against the Jaguars again. I mean, at this point, anytime the Titans play the Jaguars and Derrick Henry's active, you got to watch that game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just all I've seen at this point. Like, I feel like Derrick Henry could build his own genre of a highlight film just off of Jaguars film.
I mean, what, he had the 99-yard touchdown. I think he went for over 200 yards that game too. 200 yards this game. 2+ touchdowns too, I think, too, in both those games.
Probably both those games, and he had one in between where he was just breaking off big runs. Like they were like, "Oh, we don't want to tackle you, Derek.
I don't want to tackle him."
You're mean." Some bullshit. Whatever. But hey, 215 yards on 8 yards a carry with 2 touchdowns, and he caught both his targets. Honestly, man, I feel good about calling Derrick Henry the best running back in football.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But I mean, best pure running back, yeah. But the thing is, like he's still getting the same amount of yardage as a receiving back would, or like an Austin Eckler or Alvin Kamara. I mean, they're getting 130 yards a game, but he's still getting 130 yards a game, except he's just doing it strictly on the ground.
Right.
So,
I feel comfortable. Obviously, I was with Zeke for a long time, but after this year, I mean. It was a few years where it was less than the best in the league, but I'm finally ready to crown King Henry and say.
I mean, at this point, I don't
feel bad about it. It's pretty
right.
sexy.
At this point, I kind of like him as being. I mean, the only other person I can personally think of, and this is not being biased, it's just being strictly fucking offensive player of the year would be either Derrick Henry or Travis Kelce at this point. Those are the two guys I got at the as offensive player of the year right now.
They should make a rule or something. Like, obviously, like, you can't do this exactly, but something like it where, like, MVP is, like, your quarterback. Like, MVP is a quarterback award, and offensive player of the year, not a quarterback award. Don't pick a fucking quarterback.
I think it should be that way if a quarterback does win MVP. Because obviously they know who wins, but, like, let's say, oh, fucking this person, like, theoretically he won it, like he got the votes for offensive player of the year, whatever, but like a quarterback won the MVP, we're gonna push him, it's gonna be a good push, and the next person and the first non-QB person that's next should get it, regardless of, like, I don't know, because obviously if an MVP is a quarterback, the most likely candidate for an offensive player of the year is that same QB. So most of the time you can just push him out and then just give it to the next person that's not a QB.
And that's bullshit.
That's what I would say to do.
Just one more thing about Derrick Henry before we move on. I'm looking at his numbers here, and he played 15 games this season. Last season, he played 15 games. He's played 13 games this season with 2 weeks to go, and he did better than last year. Wow. He basically right now has the same exact stats as last year. He's off by 6 touches, 8 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So,
well, I mean, with 3
basically,
games
he's going to take his phenomenal year last year and literally blow it out of the water.
He could be another 2,000-yard rusher. Another.
What?
He could be the next, not the next, or I mean, guess the next 2,000-yard rusher. Like if he keeps, like, it's a stretch. It's going to be a stretch, but he could. Yeah. I mean, if you base off fucking last week, I mean, it's not really that much of a stretch.
I would wonder about tread on the tires before I.
But that's the thing. That's what he's made of. Like that's. I mean, literally, Mike Vrabel said, you don't like you feel good about Derrick Henry in the first quarter, but no one wants to tackle him in the fourth quarter. Like you can tackle him all you want in the first quarter, but the fact is he gets better as the game goes on.
That's true. You just want to run into him less.
Yeah.
Speaking of a guy you want to might start not running into so much is Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we have not been shy at all about our hate of the Eagles, particularly their quarterback play.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, man, if this is the future in Philadelphia, and he didn't even do anything is the crazy part.
He did play Taysom Hill.
He did go up against Taysom Hill, and I'm now seeing that he had 100 rushing yards on 18 carries. So that's cool. But the big thing I'm seeing is that he didn't fuck up.
Yeah. No, that's the thing.
That he didn't fuck it up.
And you know what? You know what? He built confidence for that receiving core. He built confidence for the whole fucking offense. Carson Wentz wasn't doing it. The fact that like he came in and was like, hey, we can score. We can play these people. We're probably not going to win the NFC fucking East this year because the Giants and the football team have already kind of like, I feel like they've already, maybe they will. I mean, I think it's still up in the air actually because I don't know whatever Alex Smith's condition is. I don't know. I think he's still questionable. So who knows? I think Jalen Hurts is the right move. I think if Carson Wentz is the quarterback for the Eagles next year, I'm officially going to kill the Eagles.
You're going to kill the Eagles?
Yes.
You're gonna kill the football team?
No, I'm gonna kill the Eagles. No, the football team. I like the football team.
You're gonna kill all the bald Eagles.
No, not the bald Eagles.
So who are you killing?
Probably just Carson Wentz, to be honest.
Okay, that's fine. I can get behind that. Honestly, send him to like Cincinnati or something. Like fuck him.
Well, I like Jacksonville. If Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville wouldn't be bad for him. I'm not gonna kill him, by the way, guys. If you think I'm not gonna kill him, but I think Jacksonville or the Colts.
If he turns up dead, then I'm coming at you.
No,
I'm like, where were you?
No, dude, but the fucking Colts, bro. The Colts would be good for him.
Ooh, like Colts would be sexy.
Come on, man.
Carson Wentz and Jacoby Brissett are basically the same guy at this point.
Dude, so I don't know, man. So I don't know. I think Jalen Hurts is the future. Carson Wentz is the past. Let's run it.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Here we go. Marlon Humphrey. Another bad man. I would say I feel comfortable saying Marshawn Lattimore and Marlon Humphrey are my top cornerbacks in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
especially top young cornerbacks, I should say. And Marshawn Lattimore, I think he's one of the best coverage guys. But Marlon Humphrey, I mean, they compared him to Peanut Tillman in the Browns game the other day because he's had
the punches,
a ton of forced fumbles on he's had 8 forced fumbles on the year, and he had 2 in the Browns game on Monday Night Football. So he has just been tearing it up completely. And I would feel comfortable saying Marlon Humphrey is the best in the AFC, and Marshawn Lattimore is the best in the NFC, and everybody's looking up from there.
I'd say, yeah, I could say roughly around there. I mean, you could say Xavier Howard in the AFC too. But I still think Marlon Humphrey is. I think it's just it was really cool to see Marlon Humphrey's game elevate even more when Marcus Peters came. Because I think that's the big thing because you got Marcus Peters as being a stud. And then Marlon Humphrey over here, but Marlon Humphrey's just out. He's doing it, dude. I like Marlon Humphrey a lot too. And he's one of those guys. He won't go up in your face and talk shit. Like he's one of those guys when the play's done, like I did my job, you suck. He is like I said with Xavier Howard, like he's like a defensive version of Julio Jones. He just goes out and does his job. Like I never see him talking shit really. I see him just mouthpiece in and just doing his thing.
Absolutely. You got to respect that. Should we touch thick boy plays real quick?
Yeah, let's get it real quick. Let's get the thick boy plays. What you got?
You go.
All right. So my thick boy play is that man, number 2 overall pick for the Washington F words. Chase Young got his first fumble recovery for a touchdown, and he looked good doing it. I thought he was a tight end. I thought he could have been a tight end out there, dude. Holy fuck, that ball looked like a golf ball in his hand. Like he looks like a boy among a man amongst boys, and he proved it again on Sunday. Like he's 47-yard fucking house call, 47-yard fucking fumble recovery house call. You love to see it. That's about it. What I got with that.
Yeah, I mean, he looked damn good. I would not have a problem supporting that man
I
on
can't
Sunday.
hear you.
Well, my Thick Boy Player of the Week isn't necessarily a single play, which is normally how we do things here, but we make the rules, so you go fuck yourself. My Thick Boy Player of the Week is a continual play, like just continual level of play throughout a game. I was really impressed by the Steelers' Cameron Hayward. Even though they lost to the Bills, Cameron Hayward, I mean, he showed me that he has elite defensive tackle ability. He was taking apart the Bills' interior offensive line literally from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. It was something they had to deal with and really didn't have an answer for all night. So, Cameron Hayward and other players like him who provide that pressure up the middle and just kind of throw a wrench into the offensive game plan. That everybody benefits from that. The linebackers, the defensive backs, kind of in a way that defensive linemen don't benefit, vice versa.
Right.
Like if there's great coverage down the field, yeah, they might get a sack, but that's still going to be the outside linebackers or the stud defensive ends. It's not really going to be the interior guys. So to see a guy like Cameron Hayward putting in work like that, I mean, you got to respect that. That's interior defensive linemen are the truest, like, realist defensive football players out there, and I'll stand by that.
I like it. Yeah. Sometimes you can't just pinpoint one person. It's a team effort at times. All for football all the time. It's a team effort, but sometimes the team itself just stands out far more amongst other people.
Absolutely.
Single individuals. So, all right, y'all. That's our week 14 recap, and we'll get back to you. We'll see how it goes. Peace.